Well, let me read today from Luke's Gospel, chapter 6, verse 26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you. And also from John 5, verse 44. How can you believe, since you accept glory from one another, but do not seek the glory that comes from the only God? It is at first glance odd that we should beware when we are praised by others. But it is in our moments of greatest success that our hearts are most sifted. It is easy to detect the monster called self when we hear a boaster parading his own virtues. However, when others praise us, or when we have moments of personal achievement, we must be on our guard against the greatest enemy of our Christian walk, the flesh. The New International Version, in its first editions, translated the Greek word for flesh, that's sarx in Greek, S-A-R-X, sarx, in two very different ways. In Galatians 3, verse 3, it is translated human effort. That's the flesh, human effort. While in the whole of Romans 8, it is translated as sinful nature. Flesh can be sinful nature or human effort. More recent revisions of the New International Version have reverted to calling the flesh. The flesh. They haven't given a paraphrase. These two phrases, however, demonstrate the breadth of the power of the flesh. The best definition of the flesh is living from my own resources rather than from Christ in me. It can immediately be seen that it is only the Christian who can overcome the flesh by receiving and submitting to the indwelling presence of God. Now, the flesh can mimic spiritual life. It can pray and fast with appropriate humility. It can definitely preach well and can even speak in tongues. The flesh is skilled in all kinds of religious activities. Moreover, flattery speedily revives the flesh. The pursuit of happiness and pleasure for their own ends will also soon cause a Christian to wallow in the quicksands of spiritual paralysis. You see, the flesh is the exaltation of self, which is why the greatest test of all is when we are praised. The answer to the flesh is not to grovel in self-loathing, which is in fact the favorite disguise of the flesh. The answer is to die daily and, if necessary, hourly. We do this by trading the shallow pleasures of self-indulgence with the pure joy of surrender to the Holy Spirit. Living from our own resources, we can never overcome sin. Once we discover the secret of letting go our lives, our hearts are bathed with the radiant light and joy of Jesus, and all the praise and glory will be only His forever.